figure something out. On the tab, I can pop it open before setting it aside for a moment. If you are going to try and help me so much, then I have to look out for you too. It's only natural. If you're going to learn sign language, that is something entirely different. I'm naturally going to be impressed. What separates the two is obligation. I'm very happy. She downs her drink in one go, stretches her arms behind her back, and jumps up to her feet. Okay, back to work. And like that, it's over. She soon returns to her work with the same energy as before. The lingering traces of a smile on her face is the only evidence that she has taken a break at all. As I do the same, I think that Misha was right in saying everything would work out for the best. Everything so far seems to be going in that direction. Misha swings by as it starts to get darker, looking just as tired as I feel, and she soon decides to stop for today. As we cover the day's work and go our separate ways, I look at how fluidly they talk to each other, how easily they laugh together as they walk to their dorms. It makes me appreciative of Misha's skill at sign language more. I wonder if I'll ever reach that level, or if I even will have time to. Yay! Katawa Shoujo a heart. And I think around 2 or 3 is when I decided to go do laundry. Because it gets dark around 5, so before then. The first thing I do this morning is trip once again over Kenji's package as I get out of bed, finding myself diving headfirst into the floor before I'm even fully awake. I want to smack this thing with the first blunt object I can find, like I'm going for a home run. But I don't even have the energy for that this early in the morning, and it would most likely damage whatever's inside, and that would be mean. I slide into the hallway. It sails along the smooth floor with little difficulty and stops with a soft and almost inaudible bump that, colliding with Kenji's door, immediately does and locks on bolt into session like a mounting system. Who is it? He says as he blindly steps forward in the hallways anyway. Almost somehow stepping over the box in a way that would be uncharacteristically impressively graceful if it weren't for the fact that I know it was wholly accidental. It's me, I got your mail. You're standing over it. I know, thanks a lot, man. Yeah, whatever. So what's in it? Oh, I guess her writing wouldn't be seen by him unless you look clearly enough. He cringes instantly, turning very defensive and agitated. It's nothing. Come on, tell me, I'm curious. I almost broke my neck falling over it. And before that, I had to carry the stupidly large box around with it blocking my vision, crossing roads with it in front of me. I think you can at least tell me what's inside it in return. It's secret stuff. I can't tell you, because then it wouldn't be very secret and shit. It's nothing important. Well, if it's nothing important, you can tell me. If it's nothing important, why do you have to know? Why is that wrong? Why do you have to know? Why can't I know? Why are you answering my questions with questions? Why won't you answer my first question? Why won't you answer my last question? I realize our voices are getting higher with each reply. Down the hall, a door pops open and someone sticks his head out quizzically to see what's going on. We must look like such duels, but I bet I'm the only one out of the two of us with enough shame to realize it. Fine, you can take it to your grave. I have to go get ready for school anyway. Damn, no. Why are you so hasty to leave? Stick around a little. You want some coffee? It's been a while, I thought you were dead since you were so slow with the package delivery. You're lucky I was willing to do package delivery in the first place, smartass. Whoa, calm down, man. You're so confrontational. Is it because of the student council thing? I hear you hang out with them now. You heard it from me when I told you. Really? Yeah, well, whatever, man. The point is they are terrible. You're the new guy, so of course you won't know, but around here she's a very divisive figure. Before you came here, she tried to institute a badge policy. It's a long story, so maybe you should sit down. I look around for a chair, but I can't find one just go inside! Find one as we are in a goddamn hallway. I raise a finger, start thinking that maybe I should tell him that. But he's already started talking, not wanting to waste the arm movement. I look at my watch instead. It would have been a real reign of terror if it had happened. Wait, you're judging her based on something that didn't even happen. Yes. Anyway, her idea was like merit badges, but there would be a demerit. There would also be demerit badges. What would those do? I don't know, it never happened. It seemed bad, though, so when I heard about it, I didn't leave my room for a few weeks. So you heard there would be a massive change and hid in your room, trying to just ride the change out. Nah, I decided to do something about it. I found the student council office after a while and marched right in with a list of demands and a bunch of people I grabbed in order to make myself look like I had supporters. Wait, so not only did it not happen, but no one even cared? Kenji doesn't hear me, having gotten a good momentum going, wrapped up in the energy of his own ranting. Oh, Lord. That's how I feel whenever we talk to Kenji. He starts to completely flip out and flail his arms, appearing to wildly throw gang signs. You pretty much threw me off a roof, you ass. I walked up to the desk and said to her, Hey, you, fastest lady, what is this badge idea? How out of touch can you be? Here's in your ivory tower, smugly looking down upon us, like we're just a bunch of idiots. Who do you think you are? Your level of elitism is terrible. You're probably one of those outrageous rich people who have chauffeurs drive them around slums so they can point and laugh. So they can point and laugh. And only drink pricey coffee beans shat out by the last living dinosaur brewed in solid gold skull. And how could you? Go open up a history book. Don't you know that the Borgios are always overthrown in a bloody revolution for shit like this? Stupid, you're an idiot. Oh, that's a stretch. Shit, the revolutionaries usually end up turning everything into utter clusterfuck later on, but a maniac is the only kind of person who creates a policy like this. And it's like something I would create to make people suffer. Only real and you want to institutionalize it? Well, where will this desecration of our rights end? We are people. This is not justice. That is what I said. That's what I said. And I'm gonna get more water. Be right back. Alright, is back. Then I added a cry of, they can take our things, but they'll never take our freedom! To appeal to the masses, like in that movie about the life of William Wallace, where they took his things, but not his freedom, and then killed him. But she just ignored me. Didn't even look up from her writing in her little paper shit. Maybe I overwhelmed her with my logic so badly that she didn't retreat. She just retreated into denial. Maybe she is just an asshole. Either way, she didn't reply and the future refused to change. Top it off, on the way back, I realized I had lost my student ID somewhere. This is the story of my life. A constant, seemingly futile struggle. Like trying to climb up a brick wall with sponges for hands. Hey, you said nothing changed, but she didn't make everyone wear a bunch of stupid badges, so it did change. Yeah, that's true. Okay, maybe they're not so bad then. I guess that counts for something. If I can get Kenji to admit that maybe 2 women may not be so bad after all, I'll take it. Especially if it allows me to slip out of the conversation. Why wouldn't you tell him Shizune's deaf so she couldn't hear you? Didn't realize how much time had gone by. I try to run through my usual morning routine as quickly as possible. I check my watch again as I leave the dorms and see that I'm already late. Fortunately, the rest of the day goes more smoothly, and after classes are over, I head to meet with Shizune again. Behind the school, I catch her leaning against a completed stand with parts of it still flecked with bits of paper and tape, remnants of signs from the last time it was used. Absent-mindedly, I spinning a nail in her hand. She hasn't noticed me yet. The temptation to sneak up on her is unbearable. Years of watching foreign wildlife documentaries have prepared me for this. I'm downwind. Conditions are favorable. However, the more I think about it, the more it seems like a bad idea. If get caught halfway, I'll look like an idiot. And if she doesn't know it's me, I could end up with an injury. Either way, it also looks a little insensitive. So it would probably be best not to try anything funny, as disappointing as it is. I walk in front of her, startling her a little. Why so surprised? Did I catch you slacking off? No, I was taking a break. You don't look like you even broke a sweat. That's some break there, President. Shizune's eyes dart back and forth momentarily, and I think I've managed to fluster her. There's an exasperation on her face, and a little tension as well, but she can't back down. That would be an unthinkable thing. Her fingers dance across each other impatiently. You're acting competitive today. Are you trying to get my blood boiling? Do you want to make it a contest? We'll race to see who can construct the most stalls by sundown. No, I'm teasing you. That's okay. It's not a real student council if you can't tease the student council president a little. You agree, don't you? That isn't in the student council charter, so it isn't true. There is no charter. At least I don't think there is. The only thing that they pledge loyalty to our stack of takeout menus. Anyway, it's good that you're finally here, even if you could have been earlier. Pick up a hammer and we'll resume where we left off. As we work assembling stalls again, I slowly realize that it's really much less work than I would have expected. In fact, according to Shizune, we should be done by the end of the day with a little luck. The last time I did something like this for them, it took her, Misha, and myself almost 4 days to do it. I can't imagine. It can't be just my imagination. You know, this doesn't seem like that much work. Because it isn't. That answer leaves me wanting a little more. Knowing that it isn't the best, Shizune puts down her hammer to elaborate. It would be impossible for 2 people to do that much work in less than a week. The truth is that I don't dismantle half the stalls, I just store them someplace else. Actually, more like hide them in plain sight. She waggles her finger mischievously, whatever. That's a secret, and it's not proper to reveal the tricks of the trade. You're not a magician. Winking, she takes out 2 plastic containers from her bag, then puts them down on a nearby board before raising her hands slightly, as if to say, "Ta-da! I made lunch today for both of us. You can have this one." The food shifted in my bag, and now some of it is mixed together. She hands me one of the containers. I open it. It looks delicious, if a little simple. She hands me a pair of chopsticks, as if she was just remembered to. I mean, what looks like some grilled beef. Oh, that sounds great. It's very tasty. You don't like your food touching other food? I do not. You're very picky. Sometimes I mix my food on my own, but not always, and not everything. I don't like it when it's done with for me. What is important is the choice. I love, like, chicken and mashed potatoes. Ugh! God damn it, I'm so hungry for that. Not really hungry. I mean, it's too early. She points, not like I have much to eat here. She points decisively to emphasize it, and then breaks her chopsticks apart to eat her own meal. As I continue to eat, I notice 2 things. The first, that almost everything I'm eating, besides the rice, is fried. Even the vegetables are fried. And there's so much meat. Does she eat this kind of stuff all the time? I wonder how she manages to stay so thin in spite of it. The second thing I notice is that I can't talk to her while eating. Talking with your mouth full is a little rude anyway, but with our hands holding our chopsticks and bowls, communication between us is impossible, just like yesterday. Even though we're spending time together, even though I took the time to learn sign language, it feels like I'm talking to her less. Despite that, it almost feels like I'm understanding her more. I hear the sound of something tapping against one of the stands and look up to see Lily standing off to my side, feeling her way around with her cane. Oh, God. Hi. I narrowly catch myself before I can say, "Didn't see you there." "Oh, Hisao, is that you? I thought that I smelled something delicious cooking and wondered who it might be." What is she saying? It's hard to move my hands in parallel to say something completely different to Lily. This has to be why Misha just signs everything all the time. A bit sillier, but it seems like it would simplify things a lot. Shizune tenses her fingers delightfully at my translation, as if from hearing a joke. All this food was cooked hours ago, but for someone as slow as yourself, who can't even turn in a piece of paper without being a week late, I guess your perception of time must have been a little different. That's not very nice. A frown crosses Lily's face in response to a reply for something she didn't hear. Sorry, I'm just having late lunch here. The student council president cooked everything. Is the student council president here right now? She's right here. I apologize, I didn't notice. Normally her level of presence is much higher. I was not aware that the student council serves lunch outdoors. Why wasn't I invited? I think that it is good to have enough free time to be able to do things like this, however. What is she saying? Ellipses. If I were to invite you anywhere, you would just show up late. But Shizune's words are outside of Lily's perception, a fact that is by the second increasingly maddening to her. Translate for me completely, please. What polite phrasing. It's a shame she's essentially asking me to let her fully release the dog's war. Still, I can't just do nothing. The feeling of being unable to even respond and to be understood is so isolating. She would never forgive me. I'll just try to soften her words a little. Well, actually, this was all cooked a while ago. Really? That's nice. Turn over here. It's very disrespectful to not look at the person you're speaking to. That isn't the way a prim and proper lady should conduct herself. Half of what I'm saying is really what Shizune is saying. She doesn't like it when people don't look at her direction when she's trying to make a point. She's to the right of my voice. Although in this case I can understand why Lily wouldn't. This is a very awkward situation. It's daunting being the sole conduit for dialogue between the two of them. Truthfully, I forgot what happened last time they butted heads like this. It's clear Shizune remembers, and Lily is being pretty hostile herself in her own way. I'm sorry, such formality slipped my mind completely. I forgot that a student council president is the type of person who would demand such respect and adherence to the rules at all times. I suspect student government requires you to keep a tight ship. I almost said shit. Jesus Christ. Then again, she certainly has time of her own fun as well, so that must not be completely true. Student council is not a dictatorship, not a zero-sum game. Wait, he translated all of that? Oh, okay. I thought that'd be behind him. She soon points at Lily with her finger out like a barrel of a gun and snaps her fingers explosively, causing her to flinch and become visibly upset. Oh, never seen this picture before. Is that so? Then that makes it more impressive that you are having a part of it for so long, playing it as though it were one. I admire the fact that you are so tenacious to manage it all. You must be so responsible as well. Not as much as I would like to be. You can't complain about yourself, though, can you? You're very responsible. Actions like requesting a deadline to be extended, and then running all the way through to the next deadline. That's a very model of responsibility. Shizune is happy to hear that. But apparently she's pretty responsible. You're pretty responsible to yourself, she says. Does she really? More or less. Lily doesn't seem very happy. You're not holding a cookout. We're just taking a little lunch break. We're actually out here building stalls for the festival. You wouldn't know since you never go outside. Did you run out of tea? Are you going into town shopping? No, as I said before, I was just